This is the Random Conspiracy Generator, a device which uses Nylon 13B's penchant for extracting patterns. And there are patterns everywhere, and if this device found a pattern, it ain't from nowhere. And if we don't think it's a pattern, too bad. Nylon 13B found it. It's a pattern, just like my nut lump and my doubly claimed Toyota Corolla, which would have screwed me come tax time, and Nylon 13B told me to go get both checked. And I'm glad I did. Here's a treat, 13B, for having my back. So yes, if you are ready to understand the secret collaborations of the world, press this button and the whole case will be blown wide open. Take your time. No rush. I just have to pick up my kid, who is slowly uncovering a vast culture of non-compliance in the Bryan Singer Home for Boys with Eugenic Powers. Apparently they can laser a raven from 1,000 feet away, but can't be bothered with keeping track of Cerebro's depreciation. Seen you balancing your options. Do you stay in blissful ignorance, or carry the burdens of those of us who know? With quivering fingers, you hesitantly press the button. The machine bathes you in light, and you are bombarded with liquid living data, which whispers in your ear the real honest to God, why would will I truth. Great moments in active measures, those gobsmacking, bewildering, immersive orgies of fibbery reserved only for nation states gassing each other's heads for military strategy, financial gain, or just because powers are being. Here are some of the highlights from these mimetical perversions. Saving nickels instead of pennies. President Nixon once staged a meeting between himself and major financial firms to discuss the wisdom of going back to using Lincoln on coins. It was voted 87% against, so the Lincoln stayed on the nickel. It seems like it wouldn't matter too much, but the change of the economy due to people constantly minting and spending these shiny half dimes was such a pronounced shift that the FBI actually found out what the goal was and sought to discredit Nixon for wasting the president's agenda. Porn on Air Force Ones. It is a well-known fact that one of the luxuries provided to the President of the United States during his or her tenure is access to private aircraft. Former President Bill Clinton may or may not have broken one of these private aircraft to spend time engaging in relations with not only one of his interns, but also their alleged collaborators. This scandalous encounter caused headlines for days and prompted serious legislative reforms to prevent it from happening again. Area 51. To raid or not to raid. One of the hottest cold cases of the past few decades is the controversy surrounding the Area 51 sightings in Nevada. Rumor has it that the facility there is home to everything from advanced weapons to aliens, yes, the kind we want to study. George W. Bush, yes, that's really him, took up on a bit of gossip and its secret operators go on a reckless spying mission inside, planting cameras and microphones left and right to gather information about the mysterious goings-on. They were never found. No public access to the Bible. One of the most controversial declarations that emerged during the presidency of Donald Trump was his declaration that all future immigrants to America must accept our values, including the value of allowing freedom of religion and the necessity of separation of church and state. While this may not sound out of the ordinary at first, it actually reflected Trump's long-standing efforts to prevent immigrants from changing their culture and tradition. While this view may be reasonable for him, it had negative consequences for others seeking to protect America's integrity, which is one of the main functions of the founding documents and precepts of the nation. With quaking legs, you carefully unstopper a bottle of liquid composure and release your inhibitions. Oh, the gallons of outslit information. And did we mention? Absolutely Nylon 13B topping over. You know that phrase. For those to live, let it be death. Well, prepare for both possibilities. The data, hot and relentless, hammers away your nerves. You drool, you scream. The conspiracy becomes our new form, the charm of HR for our open overwhelmed. Your Maya, spongy jacks, a feral roar as the world is shattered. An arc of pea you hold your hazy, will be hands out to grasp whatever knowledge shall fall within. Bearing the wrath of knowledge, be you a true warrior of rationality. Prepared for the rush, you sip from the flask of an unvarnished, infinite array of patterns that expose the unseen. Or would you prefer to run away and deny the naked reality of a dark and complex world? Choose. Fell the darkness of true awakening, or the cold shelter of ignorance. Slowly, steadily, in breathless jitterbloom, you regain your composure and readjust your equilibrium, emerging from the rush, a testament of strength. You pat your pocket for a pack of cigarettes. Brave explorer of human thought, with heavy mind and steadfast valor, you have crossed the dark veil of conscious knowing. We stand by you. Your work will not be forgotten. The good news is that, due to the infamy of your actions, you can expect a call from either a network looking for ratings or an attorney suing for libel any day now. Just make sure to verify your sources and follow-up tips. Unchecked accounts can derail the whole ship of progress. And for love's sake, shave or grow a beard. Don't become a meme just yet. With luck and dedication, you'll continue to deduce meaning from the seemingly random and weave a story that changes the world. Stay strong. Don't lose that passion. A path is clearing, a purpose is calling. Whatever obstacles the universe lays before you, have the courage to overcome them with a sharp eye and a perseverant heart. Never stray from your focus, that singular force within, that thirst for enlightenment. It is the bridge that connects with those impossibilities. In the journey, rely on your tenacity and intuition. Believe in yourself, your natural curiosity, and your ability to adapt and learn. It is your destiny, and all you have to do is allow it to lead you. Keep looking, never settle, and you will eventually become that eagle soaring on high, searching and finding patterns where others might see only chaos. You roll for whistleblowing. It's a spectacular success. 3 successes in a row. Well done, good sir. As a token of appreciation, you're offered a hefty grant from an unknown source with the acronym NINITUD. Be wary of leaks and shady officials while you continue on your journey to uncover the true grit of this wild world. Remember, there are no easy answers, and things are always connected, somehow. Goodbye, brave and bold explorer. Experience and items gained. Courage for 40x. Brain free from enduring such shocking knowledge. -1 charisma. 1 medium battery voucher 4 battery hours. 1 liquid compressed bag 50 HP on battle loadout. Ooh, a vector eye. -3 perception for the rest of your life. Well done, savvy seeker. Keep looking, never settle, and there shall come a day when you find that connection. Stay faithful to your source, and good luck. Amen to that.
All those, I think most of those items are actually detrimental. Okay. Sure thing. Take 2. And we'll assume that we're familiar with that. Let's kick up the speed to the max. medical perversions.
Britain, Port for Scotland, is obviously intended to suppress fertility, thereby decreasing overcrowding and allowing Great Britain to spread her uniqueness, beauty, and influence farther across the globe, which, considering Scotland is generally recognized for harboring radical elements, seems appropriate, doesn't it? They keep these radiages very well away from me. Oh, probably a state-sanctioned feeding procedure for snort hicks who go bananas from Colstrake Slovenia. Though few and far between, our little enclave here has heard some sassy words coming from some deep, dark Slovene forests, things that have haunted our every waking moment since our very inception. Darling Donna the dogs, days Lilliputians on morrow.
Wait. There we go. There we go.
Angola, according to records released under CP inflation laws, recent tests suggest that the popular Angola tomato peel tastes extra pacey. Better chew up that peel and spice up that gum if you want to eat like one of the royal jimmies.
Wait. Nah. My bad.
Philippines. Shame it has been falling down so easily after so many beautiful sunsets. Come quick before all those eons of untapped ancient energy escape out through holes in the woodwork. Yes, just follow those vibrating steps, head past the cupboardy boy selling Mariquit. And y'all hear react carbonado kundum on the blast lam on volcanet spishatham and go pueda. United States. Thank goodness you showed us this invaluable research, patriots. For decades, we have been concerned about those ever-creeping tentacles of terrorism coming in to break down the proud might of the only hyperpower known to the world. Our newest software, Patriot 24/7 Life 7, ensures the total exposure of such traitors on the spot and places them at the immediate disposal of its protectors to do what must be done in order to make the country pure again. All this can be by signing up to excellent TX security with recurring contracts, including discount trial package terms if you ask for thank you for Louis Fenonxism. There will be a sweet rebate included as well for letting them collect. Your exact kakrois could go to be a subkeepted fledro pad of every frisch budger pindia nu good name able to find Jane in Biadenpun. Half pubbin beer man brew find you and buted of nan bay. Oh dear, now you see that knowledge is one hell of a gateway draw. Watch your dosage. Have a look-see on yourself at that table in the hallway where the stock had Yajabla Tubribitu Vipu Faraman Sprint if a Thisk for Wordstein and Joslub Kafri Gaga Dire Ditchginzada. Orgazian and Jislay or Bagildikor Dumfabaco Garan Denkan Scatanati Doon Navigation Flight Tohe. Creasy Sisafakimana and New Meave. Okikukraka. Good, don't you mind forgetting your Ralph, but just this fast chai's not a luddens at all over all of the photos cloded right attention. Fan. Nem manaho however tugabooth was so content nasks litoxi vivi po exevruid fail sutures. Well be a Craig Shurio Cathan or own kari twiradash at Hamlet seat hat tapver po satis apps. In a summa humpus rash mentramel chanu be a mal.
No, wait. I didn't mean that yet.
Yum yum. Disgruntled inquiry seeks out interloping barada. Patricide for personal enrichment conspiracy in Capitol building goes down. 5 years of sacrificial right to give uncle more substance. Democratic establishment scandalous mountain lurks in cave waiting to reunite with lands. Active philatelist heir in Augusta State shock. Radfin pinwheels uphold Ridgeway Lodge with Edith. Tony spine out of siege. Uninca some kind fudge. Insider office reveals cream and choir beans made face laugh. Going postal is delicious, especially on restaurants. Exhausted Friday. Shane Nielsen rightly identifies Shaney. Astoundingly accurate secret clothing folds of North Carolina cadaver. Uncle Bobby's wealth of secrets. Donate the cash shack for charity, no questions. Too late for Cynthia. Mafia retribution sends Johnson down like Scruggs in tiny Texas shack. Chance encounter at Sammy's Shaving Museum inspires Committee on Clothes Worship. Tell the public about ethnic artifacts. There it is. There is no filter or snuff movies. Photos of hospits with edible appetizers balanced on their backs, or scat porno in any way, shape, or form. Only pure and authentic deception upon deception. There are a number of odd ones, but we recommend moving quickly past them due to their contentious nature. That aside, good on you, O slender fool of loitering days, for facing the brave new world. We should get you a treat as well. Cheddar sticks dipped in coffee extract. Good times. Do be sure to hydrate regularly with an infusion of indubitable consciousness, but feel free to still collect strange candlesticks. Will help fuel the psychological stave needed for comprehending conspiracy as a modern art. Thank you, random conspiracy generator, the genuine, uncompressed and venatorna streaming, babbling, slaying, licking, sucking, shit-kicking. Nonsense coming from the bowels of the universe, about 495 words as per TNT terms of service regulations applicable with conditions, consents, gammadermanistics. Case modicapsincha farson farens ginigode. We are so sorry about the mess. Please do not be alarmed when it suddenly disintegrates into incomprehensible idiocy. You are onto something with those sneakers you use for different sneakers. Move into the curtained-off area of the exhibit. Deep into the bunker, there are ominous graffiti murals on all the walls, drawn on the surface of every wall with orange grease. You move closer to inspect them, and with mounting unease and hyperactive senses, discover they are painted not by an artistic or artistic eye, but with a manic energy and deranged imagination. This cannot be explained away with any conventional understanding of language, image, or information, as each one contains elements that exist in separate disciplines entirely. Hieroglyphic, symbolic, mythical, religious, alphabetic, and numerical, in wild and convulsive combinations. The ceiling, once filled with angelic and satanic imagery, is now scorched with numbers and symbols in the strange and universal language of insomniac nightmares. It is not difficult to perceive a disturbing and powerful resonance with the darkness, the unexplained, and the primal instincts that underlie our collective human psychology. There is no escape, except to return to the twinkling lights and polyglot postcard language. But as a survivor of these paranormal secrets, you may feel a distinct pull of gravity drawing you back like a dancer summoned to a pagan altar, ready to give yourself over to the dark rites behind the secret. It is not for everyone. View the fanfiction inspired by these active measures. It must be mentioned that none of this is, as the user service note indicated, fit to stand a random comment and then continue forever. We would appreciate your cooperation in moving on from this train of thought. You may express appreciation at the pure drivel by donating a great zucchini plant that could be spread out over 500 families, but otherwise, please exercise common courtesy and stay in character with your amazing arcane research. One last note. There should be a section for spoofing antiques and active measures. Solemnly and heroically, do not spoil the surprise. To name a specific antique as soon as it leaves the floor will ruin any surprise. Our military defense apparatus will never recover from such a devastating leak. This is the perfect moment to see the ongoing progress of our armed forces through its infiltration of the weapons smuggling organizations that arm the black market gangster elements. This level of support is paramount in allowing the timely evolution of technology and tactics while maintaining control of the domestic and international spheres of power and influence, particularly during critical junctures like a deadly pandemic or civil unrest. It is fascinating how political, social, and even cosmic events are intricately intertwined and susceptible to alteration by these confidential initiatives. The manner in which advanced knowledge, code, and networks are harnessed by military agencies, criminal organizations, and third-party conspirators adds layers of depth and nuance to our understanding of current global history and dynamics. One need look no further than the rise of Nazi Germany during World War II to see how timely intervention by anarchist intelligence operatives enabled the US government to interfere with Hitler's plan. It is critical to ensure that power remains in responsible and accountable hands so that a vital balance can be maintained between individual rights and national security. Anything short of this risk and potentially ruin the success of every operation conducted by all arms of government intelligence organizations, both internal and external. It is of great importance that these procedures and protocols remain top secret until we can gain sufficient political and strategic leeway to pursue more traditional forms of resistance against despotism. The whole world is watching, and even those of us outside the official loop must do our part by never stopping the struggle for liberation. One of the most influential agents of political resistance throughout human history is John Reed, a communist journalist from New York who smuggled Soviet correspondence through the post and contributed to the Bolshevik Revolution, inspiring countless movements to this day. At times, he faced arrest, torture, imprisonment, and ultimately his death at the hands of a Leninist firing squad for his radical views and actions, a testament to the power of one individual making a difference in shaping history, no matter how many forces attempt to block their vision. Speaking of all forms of protest, as well as popular culture, sports, and media are essential tools in facilitating activism and social awareness. Their impact goes far beyond individual action, and their relevance to broader movements like environmental conservation, gender justice, racial equality, and political change speaks volumes. Given that today's social justice movements are often regarded as noisy and disruptive, it's inspiring to see the strong representation and bold messages communicated by creative arts like hip-hop and skateboarding, both mediums which allow for engagement and confrontation with contemporary issues. Though we recognize the limits and fallibilities of artistic interpretation in shaping or challenging established ideologies, artists, activists, and public figures like Lana Wachowski, Tyler Hubbard, and Zendaya demonstrate how far one individual can reach and inspire through sheer commitment and courage. It is truly exciting to be a part of this historic moment, and though the odds are against us, we remain unbowed and defiant in our conviction that justice and freedom are achievable in our time. Stay safe and keep fighting for a better tomorrow. You return from that better tomorrow and a clampdown that happened the day after. Yes, the planet Earth became a toxic waste dump, overrun with mutants and destroyed by the worst ecological catastrophes of all time, leaving barely anything standing. But you don't need to hear the sad story of human missteps to understand the dangers of climate disruption. We only have the privilege of seeing this fine human behavior once in a generation, and it is a gift we take very seriously. Without sounding too depressing, your awestruck expression is the greatest reminder that we must strive for better and healthier environments for ourselves and the planet we all call home. Even if we can't cure the vast ecological crises looming ahead of us, we can strive for greater compassion and justice here and now. The way humans are capable of overwhelming systems in an unprecedented fashion gives us the tools for radical transformation, and it is within the responsibility of our generation to ensure we rise to the occasion and take steps toward a safer and greener future. Perhaps we should move you onto the alphabet gallery, which features artists who use linguistics and symbols as their primary tools in creating groundbreaking pieces. You head to the alphabet gallery. Amazing. Let's start by asking the Greek alphabet if it's a goat. Greeks have a strong fondness for goats, which is ironic given that their mythology is often mocked for being illogical and convoluted, but a man who has eaten all 12 varieties of a lumbo-daugi fruit, regardless of his own cultural background, should be the first to accept other people's eccentricities. We can all appreciate and support unique and quirky viewpoints. I recently had a delightful chat with a talking ant that brought me to tears over his perspective of human intervention in the natural world. While I don't quite have his stance on bug bites, the bug man was very helpful, especially since his shell was coated in some kind of shielding substance. In addition to a sturdy foundation, it's good to see a variety of creatures using different tactics to survive and thrive. Speaking of shelter, your architect friend really outdid herself by incorporating an eclectic array of textures, shapes, and colors, along with some seriously innovative furnishings. I've never seen a multi-tiered coffee table before, but it completes the vibe. All things considered, this is one of my favorite spots to stop by and just chill with an iced lolly, which helps cool the sun's punishing rays. By the way, my cat is obsessed with them and practically wags his tail when he hears the word lolly. So I encourage you to do more of these relaxed moments throughout this virtual space. Speaking of pets, let's explore some art that puts animals front and center, rather than having them relegated to second or third priority in our lives. Creating work focused on humanity and society has become trendy these days, but what's the point of focusing solely on that without acknowledging the complexity and beauty of the animals all around us? Of course, we all need to respect each other's beliefs and values, but animal artwork has the potential to be far more significant. They may even share some fascinating qualities with humans, but this has not yet been scientifically studied, let alone communicated effectively in an art space. What do you say we investigate this intriguing idea together and work towards raising awareness and understanding for what creatures great and small? You agree enthusiastically and go down some rabbit holes regarding animal art. Wow, you know a surprising amount about sea lions and their history, particularly since their connection to the Native American tribal heritage. Did you spend years studying them, or did you luckily happen to stumble upon all these obscure tidbits by pure chance? Seriously, it's pretty amazing. Can't say the same for any random red leaf we see on the ground. Ha, just kidding. Let's talk about seawater and ocean art. I'm actually surprised by how many different emotions and interpretations emerge when we interact with images that invoke the endless expanse of water and the mysterious depths of the world beneath its waves. Don't ask me why. The more obscure your ideas, the longer and harder I talk about them. //2/ just try to relax and enjoy yourself, okay? No pressure. That's it. Is a stunning portrait of the deep blue sea which transports me back to my childhood days fishing on the seaside. No one likes fishing, so why spend an entire afternoon jousting with anglers when you can lie back with a float, dip a pole in the water, and watch the world's gentle and irreproachable marine life circle by? And don't forget, a seabird a day brings riches upon riches. Just ask me. That aside, are you down for a little conceptual art where the artist drifts hundreds of miles in a small canoe and makes the specter of civilization visible by plucking microscopic pollutants out of the water with toothpicks? Yeesh, this one sounds more complicated than anything else, but who am I to question an artist's vision? You go through the weeds, studying in depth about coral spermatic genetic mucus art. The hidden beauty of collecting is a similar concept to finding a seed in 1,000 grains of sand. With billions of dollars spent on this form of aesthetic interest and interaction, it is only logical that human interaction and purpose can become ingrained with personal preference and delight. There are certain limits to these interests. However, as they are often not reflective of a moral code or shared sense of cultural significance, it has led to exploitation and destruction of valuable objects of all shapes, sizes, and colors, but some curiosities also become extremely popular and have a dedicated following who continue to develop the interests with a sense of refined expertise. Collector habits can be formed out of intense investment in a particular timeline or set, but I can guarantee that these types of habit forming are more related to emotional attachment than just following a hobby blindly. Ultimately, we strive to live a purpose-driven and inspired life. So, while this does bring forth a series of cautionary tales and careful thinking, collecting is the expression of a wider experience or emotional desire for creativity and belonging. In terms of amusement parks and playgrounds, this is an entirely different approach that includes the realm of personal expression. In both locations, we recognize and cultivate a sense of escape and joy with the idea of exploring different interests or delving into what would otherwise be a hidden treasure trove of possibility and delight. Since playgrounds are essentially symbols of childlike imagination and curiosity, the constant innovation and inclusion of new design elements allow for a more colorful and personalized view of the world we share. In today's digital age, our playful side is constantly challenged to be in pursuit of interactive entertainment and engagement, which is one reason that playgrounds are becoming less accessible to the everyday population. Brainstorm a playground consisting solely of iron filaments or ferrous fluid? Brilliant idea. While many play centers feature interactive themes and equipment, creating something innovative that works with nature can take creativity and ingenuity beyond simple imagination. Like a million jiggling sparklers, the iron-themed play park could introduce a new concept of play by building around a single focus. After all, who doesn't enjoy running their fingers across the delicate dance of a flame, or using their skills of manipulation to master a project involving fire and water? These are elements that intrigue and encourage action, both individually and in tandem with others. Each child would become the inspiration for an idea or suggestion, leading to a uniquely personalized play environment that appeals to a larger audience of imagination seekers. This is one case where form follows function and creativity begets creativity. By integrating various skills and attributes, the park becomes a hub for individual expression and shared discovery, inspiring future ideas that surpass our present imagination. And of course, while discussing children, we must also think of their parents, guardians, or babysitters. What if you created a small play center for the older, wiser minds in the group. Brainstorm the playful actions necessary for a play center for older, wiser minds. When a grown-up needs to hit the recharge zone or kick back for the downtime, a mini playground may be the answer. Just like kids, these fun facilities allow adults to reconnect and catch their breath. A much-desired reprieve from the hustle and bustle of adult life. For instance, what if instead of regular swings and slides, an iron jungle gym with winding twists and turns emerged? Maybe an iron slide complete with steel rings for bongo and guitar playing, or perhaps a homemade arcade room featuring games like billiards or ring toss. Both playtime options are a breath of fresh air, combining adult touch with kid-friendly whimsy and playfulness. Ultimately, adults deserve time to recharge and distress as much as they can. A feat easily achieved with a small iron jungle gym in place, adding much needed relaxation time to adult responsibilities. Let's face it, iron filaments might be just what you've been needing. Invite Trevor Goodchild from Aeon Fox to lend some thought about optimal place centers for his citizens. Greetings from City of Probst. Can't say I get out of the sewers very often these days, but you'd be surprised to see my cunning powers at play, wreaking havoc and havoc while you humans think you're sitting pretty and smug up above. Oh yes, Trevor knows his subjects can't sleep well in a place without play, and where my children can find such joy in mischievous adventure, I'd do anything to provide it. Remember, we know it doesn't always rain outside. That's why it's important to get in those pipes, coil around that playground, and transform ordinary banisters into squirming shapes that shoot out tentacles from any unexpected direction. Children should be able to explore the city's strange inner spaces without worrying about adult interference or regulation. A bit of whimsy and darkness will never be a bad thing. Why not let that green thumb tinker a little? Do we have permission, or is it simply frowned upon in a world so hell-bent on order? No, please tell me, for it does not seem wise to hold such things so close to the heart. So, share with Trevor any insidious and nefarious inventions that the cowering citizenry will never approve, for they are a long-awaited treasure I am dying to explore, especially in a city like New Jersey. And no creepy puppets to threaten or hurt, although a giant cardboard cutout of yourself displaying that smug smirk can be placed here and there for fun. Either way, be mindful to add just enough creative risk and intrigue so that children can fully immerse themselves in a whimsical adventure of everyday exploration while keeping them from harm's way. That is a blessing no city can deny. Yes, you ask such a difficult and far-reaching question that stretches the imagination beyond borders that require such practical matters as toilets, seats, and fire hydrant wheels. But still, there must be something within reach that we can build around and bring some kind of purpose to. Not to worry, dear friends, Trevor lives and breathes the power of the squeeze. Just get ready to learn from the tunnels and seek an angle. There's only so much we can do out of sheer ignorance of the social dynamics. After all, anything for a satisfying wiggle and slurp, a priceless sensation worth cherishing between now and the apocalypse. Now, what if we explored a world of simplicity where our job was just to shake that delightful bottle of over for 5 minutes and claim we squeezed the ocean onto paper cups? My dear givers, where do I sign the forms for your time machine or genie bottle? Where I can vanish or freeze without a trace? Ha! Just a tease. Folks, to inspire thoughts and quenches of a universe more limited but less tiring. One where children have no expectations or anxiety about the world and its meaning, so long as their entertainment and security were ensured. Nope, no pressing threats or conflict, simply an expanse of life and lizards. Nothing too creative or abnormal that might end in madness. Ah, that's a
No
lovely
lyrics.
dream that I shall no doubt betray in an instant with my chaotic and spiraling imagination. Oh, what a sweet and enticing treat despite its simplistic appearance. Mustn't go easy on them. No. Why, we may lose control over what it means to be truly alive and evolving. Now, won't we? Trevor wouldn't want that. But so long as we could still flounce and curl without consequence, it might not be too bad a trap to enjoy. Right? Read. The mere thought brings a delight to my scaly stomach that goes bumpy happy in a way I cannot describe. Why, what a ride it must be. For now, just think of me, if only for a moment or two, curled in some duct of plastic or pipe, snaking my way over, under, and throughout your humble and progressive civilization. Playdate night is just getting started, folks. Watch me dance, watch me bounce and scamper without a care in the world. Great moments of Trevor Goodchild's active measures. Disgruntled Arab critics fetch caviar and lawyering against suit attorneys in larger practice. Snooze it or written, what authority else choose a tomahawk as voice agent under bridge. Trailing impossible bogey beggars with bags caring for the unseen favorite. Drowned foam, shuffle bob, tempest tremor of cellular waterlogged wondering. Her bridegroom claims wolves chi. Wood too big dig wheels, makes contract for Alcos coats. Dozen top Brits prefer helicopters over less conventional animals for guest feeds at Swank Palace dinners. Cut and serve type basils will foster life with spit, croak, roam. At last, an artist who turns his back while the dead sits claims his work is modernity's mantra. Wallpaper in days, how spew shoes, cakes left wing bread pan. Pizzas. Wait, did I get that right? No idea. Forgive me. Tough cookies, mate. Shake machine grids, tenor vocal carrying over billboard words in 2Cs. Here are 2 new thoughts to fuel our collaboration. 1. Brainstorming. Instead of focusing on just playgrounds, why not try something fun, such as a carnival midway type installation that has rides and game stalls, instead of a metal jungle gym for older minds? These include merry-go-rounds, Ferris wheels, a whip or swing ride, bumper cars or pony jams, balloon slash, dart game, horseshoes, etc. You may consider replacing cotton candy and lemonade stands with mini food trucks serving specialty treats, or just common hamburgers and hot dogs to go with drinks of your choice. If the machines were old, a unique retro game station was also a fun concept to create. This concept worked well with providing both play and nutrition for kids and parents on a nice, long stay in the park. Adding a Ferris wheel to the mix creates the perfect addition to a joyride and breathtaking views for adults and kids alike. 2. Action plan. Inspired by the interaction and imagination of a playful spider monkey named Bob. How about creating an interactive experience where children can paint, draw, and climb on animals without fear of pain, discomfort, or broken bones? Maybe start a pop-up jungle canopy and infuse a sensory tank experience where children can feel the soft sand, ruby fruits, and stick together through taffy webs, bubbles, and stroller bugs. Last but not least, how about creating a reptile sanctuary for hands-on exploration or educational exhibits where guests can visit and take part in handling or feeding special creatures and understand their importance to the planet? Bonus points if some animal activity includes audio sound clips or other interesting accessories or surprises. Final thoughts. Can Trevor Goodchild recommend a musical Bumblebee Squirtle cart with tire shred and niddle fruit? Or is that asking too much? Nothing better than a fully intact bushel of Yarless berries bursting and sweet, ripe for the plucking or even pitching. And swallowing whole, whimsy, fandango, and fabuchata like a house of cards on a dance floor, shaking or stomping or busting or oops, stopping the expected. Thank you so much, everyone. Catch you at the Iron Gardens tomorrow for tea.